Coming up, Emerson students break their own records in the 2020 federal election.
And we take a look at the statistics regarding the Boston mayoral election.
All that and more today, Thursday, November 4th.
Good morning, Emerson. I'm Caroline Reese.
And I'm Danielle Fineza. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning.
Yes, it is a beautiful sunny day in Boston this morning.
It is sunny, but it's a little cold. We can handle that though. Let's get started with today's top stories.
That is right. The U.S. regulators are delaying their decision on Moderna's COVID-19 vaccination for kids between the ages of 12 and 17. The FDA says this delay could last until January. Heart inflammation is the risk at hand, and both Pfizer as well as Moderna have this in common as a rare risk. Moderna is currently in the process of testing 2 shots 1 month apart for children 6 to 11 at half the dose given to adults. More to follow with the story in the next couple of weeks.
Meet your new mayor, Michaeil Wu. She's the first female and person of color elected to this position in the city's history. Wu won 28% more votes than her opponent, Annaliese Baker, who conceded around 2.5 hours after polls closed Tuesday. Wu reported to her final city council meeting yesterday. She later joined acting mayor Kim Janey for a joint press conference discussing their transition of power and current issues facing Boston, such as the mass and cast cleanup. Wu will be sworn in on November 16th.
Boston is planning to help New York City with their Thanksgiving parade this month. The announcement that the parade will be taking place this Thanksgiving after the absence last year of the famous holiday celebration known for the kickoff of Christmas excited many Emerson students as well as many people across the country. This year, Boston police as well as many city workers are happy to be helping New York crowds, escorting and manning the floats. New floats have been added to the parade, including a giant Baby Yoda from Disney Plus series Mandalorian, as well as musical performances by the casts of Six, Moulin Rouge, and Wicked. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is coming back better than ever this year. Make sure you tune in on November 25th to watch it.
Boston voters also had 3 questions on the ballot this Tuesday. Voters approved questions 1 and 3 while rejecting question 2. Question 1 will change the city's budget process, giving city councilors more control and establishing an office of participatory budgeting. 3 asked voters if the school committee should be elected by city residents. 4 out of 5 said yes. Voters rejected question 2, which proposed the construction of an electrical substation in East Boston. Many voters opposed this project due to environmental concerns.
Emerson's annual Teachin' on Race happened last week, and one panel in particular got quite the reviews. Race on Stage and Screen held a panel featuring faculty members and artists discussing how race and identity impact artists' work on film and theater. The discussion kicked off the question of how inequities have affected work in film and theater, especially in the recent years. Conversation explored what meant for artists of color in an industry where at times they can feel like their stories aren't being told. One member of the panel said, quote, "We have a responsibility to be the best artists possible. You just want to expose students to everything because we can study the same movies you watch, but why not expose them to other flavors?" Emerson hopes they can ready their students for this in the real world.
Emerson students broke their own records in the 2020 federal election. This comes from the National Study of Learning, Voting, and Engagement. They found that 76.1% of Emersonians who were eligible to vote cast a ballot. This is a 16% jump from the 2016 election and a 30% jump from the 2018 midterms. Out of over 1,000 higher education institutions studied, Emerson's student voting rate fell around 10% above average. SEAL Director Jason Meyer says these numbers are inspiring and encourages students to remain civically engaged.
Now we're going to head on over to Maximo with our forecast for the rest of the week. Do we have some sun to look forward to?
Caroline, we are indeed looking forward to a lot of sunlight these next few days. That being said, it'll also be pretty cold, so there's a little give and take there. But now let's take a look at today's forecast. Not too bad, but again, a little cold. Some sunlight during those daylight hours as we move into the afternoon. More and more clouds will start to make its way into Boston, and it should be overcast after sunset. Temps-wise, it's around 39 degrees out there right now, so that winter coat is probably a good idea, maybe even some gloves for people like me. Later into the day, we won't even break into the 50s, so it'll be pretty chilly out there. This week, we don't have a Rochcast because we don't have any Emerson sports playing outside anymore. So let's go into what we can expect for the next 5 days. Today, we can expect highs in the upper 40s and a low in those mid-30s. Tomorrow should be pretty sunny, especially as the day goes on and those clouds start to move out of the city. Highs in the low 50s and lows in the low 30s, but it's pretty clear out there. It'll also be pretty sunny and clear on Saturday. Highs in the low 50s, low in the mid-30s. On Sunday, we see a few more clouds in the atmosphere, but temps relatively stay the same as the rest of the week. Highs in the lower 50s and lows in those upper 30s. And as we look into the beginning of our school week, again, it's sunny. Highs in the mid-50s and lows in the 40-degree range. But today should be the coldest day we have in this next stretch of the week. Not too bad of news. Just make sure to bundle up a little extra and maybe make yourself a cup of hot chocolate or something to warm yourself up.
Well, I don't know about you, Caroline and Maximo, but a cup of hot chocolate sounds like exactly what I need right now.
Cup of hot chocolate or maybe a hot coffee.
Yes, that sounds great. Well, thank you, Maximo. Riley Rourke joined us this past week in ranking some of the candy that we collected during Halloween weekend. Check it out.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm here with Caroline and Danielle again in our lovely trick-or-treating haul. Obviously someone dislikes us a little with the amount of Twizzlers we have, but that's okay. And so today we're gonna rank them from worst to best. We have Whoppers, Twizzlers, Kit Kats, Reese's, and then many variations of Jolly Ranchers. We have sticks and lollipops. So let's get to it.
What are your thoughts on Twizzlers?
Disgusting.
Yeah, Twizzlers are bad.
They really are my least favorite out of all of this, I think.
I wouldn't go least favorite because the Whoppers have to be the least favorite.
What do we think of the lollipop situation going on?
I like the lollipop situation.
I really like lollipops.
I almost want this to go below the Twizzlers.
Really?
I've never had. I don't know what this is.
A stick?
Yeah.
What flavor? What are they?
Oh, it doesn't matter the flavor. Just
Blue Raz?
the idea.
I don't know how you eat it.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever.
I don't think you can.
I don't think I would ever pick this
No.
up.
So which one, what would you rank? Lollipop or stick? Which one?
The lollipop first.
The lollipop.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I agree.
Okay.
The debate, the big debate.
Yeah, what's number one? I feel like we're all... Oh, you've already decided.
I've already decided.
Oh,
Reese, I picked Reese's too.
Reese's first.
really?
Reese's, then Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
I mean...
You pick Kit Kat?
A top three, we all have
Lollipop.
Reese's, Kit Kat, lollipop as a top three.
Yes.
In some variation of that order.
You two definitely overpower me because I'm the only one who picked Kit Kat. I think Whoppers have to be last.
I think
they're
Whoppers
disgusting.
have to be last. All right, so this is
So-
official.
So I think
Yeah.
we have our rankings.
We have our full rankings. We go Reese's number one, Kit Kat, Lollipop, the weird sticks, and then Twizzlers and Whoppers. Thank you both for joining me. I'm glad we could come to a consensus about this, and I'm so glad we experienced a Whopper together. It's a bonding moment.
Thanks, Riley.
Now, let's head over to Carlee with the latest in entertainment here in Boston.
Thanks, guys. There's a lot going on in and around Emerson this weekend. What I am most excited about is that Broadway in Boston is back. Hadestown is the first show of the season, and it began its 2-week run on Tuesday. The 8-time Tony Award-winning musical is showing at the Citizens Bank Opera House on Washington Street. The cast tells the story of two different mythic couples, Orpheus and Eurydice, as well as Hades and Persephone. The show is 2.5 hours long and has matinee performances on Saturday and Sunday. Arts Emerson's Bright Light film series is hosting a virtual, on-demand showing of Soy Cubana through tonight at 7 p.m. This documentary tells the story of an all-female Cuban quartet group invited to perform in the U.S. to improve U.S.-Cuban relations. The film shows their concert in Los Angeles, which had an audience of over 4,000 people. At 7 p.m., there'll be a moderated discussion with the directors and producer of the film. Emerson alum Lana Harper centers her writing on modern-day witches and historical horror. The young adult novelist's newest book, Payback's a Witch, was released just last month. Harper is joining the WLP popular fiction series next Tuesday for a virtual reading of her new book. The 2010 master's graduate will also have a question and answer session on her book after the event. To register, find the Eventbrite link on Emerson today. The Emerson Poetry Project is hosting a poetry open mic night on Monday. The event takes place from 8 to 9 p.m. in Little Building Room 227. Anyone is welcome to come in and perform poetry or listen to others. The goal of the Emerson Poetry Project is to give people a space to share their original work and get feedback from peers in the group. If you're interested in hearing more about the group, you can follow them on Instagram or Twitter at Emerson Poetry. I hope you all have time to check out some of these great events coming up. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carlee. Now, I, for one, am excited about Broadway coming back. I couldn't be more ecstatic.
I know, and I'm so excited that it's so close to campus, so we'll definitely have to go check out a show.
Yes, yes.
Well, when we come back, we're diving into the best pizza around campus.
You don't want to miss this.
And when I arrive at my destination, I am gonna kill Bill.
What? Oh! Okay, cutting. Sorry, can we get some of this?
Where in God's name is the gaffer's tape?
Hi, I'm Nate.
And I'm Casey, and we're the National Broadcasting Society.
Come out to some of our weekly workshops, or work on some of our sets.
Explore the bigger picture with NBS.
We'll see you there.
All right, let's get another take. Camera, sound.
Hi, I'm Mary Malloy, the host of Speechless, and you're watching the Emerson Channel.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. I'm Annaliese Baker, your segment host for Boylston Bites. Today for Boylston Bites, we're going to be doing a blind taste test of the pizza. So the two places we decided are the dining hall right here on Emerson's campus, and then Blaze Pizza right down on Stewart Street behind the campus. So right here we have our two pieces of pizza, and I feel like I might know which one's which, but we're still going to go ahead and try this. Okay, so first, I'm going to try this one. I feel like this is DH Pizza just by the looks of it, but we'll see. Tastes like a DH Pizza. So, that would be my guess. And this one I think is Blaze. That's definitely Blaze. Really good crust. Alright, let's see how I did. Let's go ahead and see if I was right. Yeah, okay, I was right. So I really appreciate both pizzas. I mean, it's hard to mess up a pizza, to be honest, unless you like completely burn it, but I really do appreciate DH Pizza. It's a good staple in the dining hall if I don't know what to get or I'm not sure about something on the menu. It's really nice because I know it'll be there. And then the Blaze Pizza, awesome. It's really convenient because it's right on campus. I appreciate how they have personal pizzas. It's always a very nice touch. Yeah, both are great. Personally, I am in favor of this. I love a good personal pizza, but this is also an amazing meal, so. And now, back to Danielle Fineza and Caroline Reese.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
Now we're joined by our guest, Riley LeConte, to learn more about the film Imaginary.
Yes, so tell us, what is your film about?
So Imaginary is a show about a group of imaginary friends who attend a support group to talk about their issues with growing up, identity, living with roommates, gender, and kind of gaining a new purpose as they grow older in comparison to their human counterparts.
That's a really creative idea. How did you get the inspiration for that?
I have a childhood teddy bear that I love so much.
Aww.
He's my best friend, of course, and his name is Bear. And my first experience of writing a story was actually about my childhood teddy bear. It was a story about this bear waking up in the middle of the night and leaving my bedroom and going to find food outside, and I had to go follow him and bring him home. So the inspiration for this story really came from thinking about how our adventures would mature past looking for food in the middle of the night, I was thinking that since I'm older, that our adventures would become more mature. So I was thinking about what that would look like. What does it look like when your imaginary friends, well, what happens to your imaginary friends when you leave for college, essentially? That was the inspiration.
You know, that is a very relevant topic I feel like we all can relate to. You know, we all have that childhood stuffed animal.
Yeah.
So I hear that in this film you used mixed media.
Yes, I
right?
did.
Some animation going on. Now, how does that incorporate into this video format that you're doing?
It was really tough to get the animation part done. It's still being worked on right now, but the whole point of the animation was to have these imaginary friends, which are these fantastical, wonderful creatures, to be shown in these dimensions that you wouldn't be able to have a human being do. Plus, it's very COVID safe to have people voice acting, so that was definitely a really, really big part of it. We also had lots of puppets that we used, so it's a lot of mixed media, which was tough because we entered like a second phase of production. So we had the first part, which was the in-person stuff, which we only used a full day of shooting, and then we had to do all of the voice acting, and then after that is the animation phase of production, which is proving to be its own challenge, but every update I get from the animation team is so wonderful. It's just so nice to see it come to life and see these characters. They have a lot of spring in their step, which is really, really cool.
Well, speaking of your team, your show's connected to the club on campus, Women in Motion. How have they been helping you along the way?
Ridiculously helpful. I love Women in Motion so much. It's such a wonderful, supportive team of ladies. I love them all very, very dearly. I am a part of the Women in Motion writers group, so that was really helpful to develop this idea, to make sure that everything was in a story sense, that everything was sound and that everything made sense. So shout out to the writers team and Kat Poole, who is the current president and the head of the writers team, so thank you. And also Women in Motion actually funded the production, so I had to go through this process of pitching, putting together a budget, basically seeing that if they were to spend money on this production, that they would be spending their money responsibly, which was important.
Well, where will we be able to watch it?
You will be able to watch this on YouTube when it's done. I'm sure you guys will be the first to know for sure.
Well, now let's take a look at their work, Imaginary.
Are you sure you're going to be okay in there?
I think so.
This is big, Doodle. I'm so proud of you.
It's not that big of a deal.
Are you kidding? Of course it's a big deal. You're one step closer to finding out who you are, one step closer to figuring it all out. Think about where you started and where you are now. It takes a lot of courage to be able to speak to someone like this, let alone in front of an entire group.
There sure are a lot of people in there.
If they see what I see, then they're going to love you no matter what.
Thanks, Quinn.
No problem. Now, give me 30 and go get him.
I love sprinkles.
I love chocolate.
This coffee is so good.
All right, everyone, let's take our seats. We can start now. Looks like we've got some new faces here. I can start by giving a little introduction to what it is we do here. Hello, my name is Cheryl Green.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Well, that looks so special. I'm so happy for you. That looks like such an accomplishment.
Thank you so much.
I know,
really
the animation looks like it's going to be so great. It's such a cool concept. I know we're all really excited to see it once it's done.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me on this show. I really love to talk about it and see that people are like getting jazzed about it. Like I'm getting jazzed about it.
Good. Yeah. Good. Well, I hope everyone watches it at home. That is all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in with us this morning.
Join us here next Tuesday and have a beautiful day.